Morning, students. Hope that all of you are keeping fine. Today, we are going to learn the poem The Nightingale and the Glowworm. Dear students, have you experienced some kind of trouble or danger in your life? Likewise, have you done something clever to get out of such a situation? Think about it. Have you seen or heard of some birds and insects in your life? List them. Have you witnessed an interested conversation between two animals or birds? Draw it in your imagination. Before we read the poem, we should know something about the poet. William Cowper was an English poet. Cowper wrote about everyday life and scenes of the English countryside. The Nightingale and the Glowworm is said to have been published on 31st March 1832 in Penny magazine. Cowper mostly wrote on nature or God. In this poem, he has shown an encounter between a nightingale and a glowworm. What do you mean by an encounter? An encounter means a meeting or coming across. This is a didactic poem. What do you mean by a didactic poem? A didactic poem means a poem that teaches people a moral lesson. A nightingale that all day long had cheered the village with his song, nor at eve his note suspended, nor yet when eventide was ended, began to feel, as well he might, the keen demands of appetite. When looking eagerly around, he spied far off upon the ground a something shining in the dark, and knew the glowworm by his spark. So stooping down forth on top, he thought to put him in his crop. The worm, aware of his intent, harangued him thus right eloquent. Did you admire my lamb, quoth he, as much as I in your minstrelsy? You abhor to do me wrong, as much as I to spoil your song. For it was the self-same power divine, taught ye to sing and me to shine, that you with music and I with light might beautify and cheer the night. The songster heard his short oration, and wobbling out his approbation, released him, as my story tells, and found a supper somewhere else. A nightingale that all day long had cheered the village with his song, nor at eve is not suspended, nor yet when eventide was ended, began to feel, as well he might, the keen demands of appetite. Word meaning: cheered, made happy, eve, evening, not, here, song, suspended, stopped, eventide, evening, appetite, hunger. Explanation: in these lines, the poet says that a nightingale sang throughout the day and cheered the people around. It had not stopped singing till evening, but at last he felt hungry. When looking eagerly around, he spied far off upon the ground a something shining in the dark, and knew the glowworm by his spark. Word meaning: glowworm, an insect, the chemical substance in his body makes his behind glow. Explanation: the poet says that when the nightingale felt hungry, it eagerly started looking for food here and there. Soon it found something at a distance on the ground. It was something shining in the dark, and the nightingale, knew that it was a glowworm by its light. So, stooping down from Hawthorne's top, he thought to put him in his crop. The worm, aware of his intent, harangued him, thus right eloquent. Word meaning: stooping, bending. Hawthorn, a small tree with thorns. Crop, here a pouch located in a bird's throat to store food. Harangued, spoke to someone in a very persuasive way. Eloquent, fluent, expressive. 1. Explanation. In these lines, the poet says that in order to catch the glowworm, the nightingale flew down from the hawthorn tree and wished to put it into his mouth to satisfy his hunger. But the glowworm was aware of his intention. So, the glowworm spoke to the nightingale very clearly and persuasively. Did you admire my lamp, quoth he, as much as I your minstrelsy? Word meaning: quoth, said, minstrelsy, singing. Did you
Explanation. In these two lines, the glowworm asked the nightingale whether he admired his glow, which looked like a lamp from a distance, as much as he himself liked the nightingale's song.
You would abhor to do me wrong, as much as I to spoil your song. Word meaning: abhor, dislike or hate. Explanation. In these lines, the glowworm tells the nightingale that he would abhor or dislike to do wrong to him, because he has never tried to disturb him in his song. He rather appreciated the nightingale for his singing. For it was the selfsame power divine taught you to sing and me to shine, that you with music, I with light, might beautify and cheer the night. Explanation. The glowworm says again that the nightingale would not do any wrong or any harm to him, because it is the same divine power. God resides in both of them. It is God who has made the nightingale sing and the glowworm shine. They are the creation of the same God, and God is one. The glowworm clarifies that God created the nightingale and him to beautify and cheer the night. The nightingale with the music and the glowworm with the light.
The songster heard his short oration, and wobbling out his approbation, released him, as my story tells, and found a supper somewhere else. Word meaning: oration, speech; wobbling, singing; approbation, agreement or approval; supper, meal at night or last meal in a day.
Explanation. The songster is the one who sings songs. Here in the poem, the songster is the nightingale. The nightingale was very impressed to hear the words of wisdom from the glowworm, and thus he let the glowworm go. The nightingale went in search of food somewhere else. Summary. The nightingale had pleased the villagers with his music throughout the day. At night, he felt hungry. He looked around for food. He saw a glowworm at a distance. He came down to eat it. The glowworm requested him to spare his life. He said that both of them were precious creatures. The nightingale cheered the world with his music, while the glowworm cheered the world with his light. The same God had created both of them to fulfill their duties in the world. The glowworm's speech had a wonderful effect on the nightingale, and he let him go and went somewhere else in search of food and satisfied his hunger. Go. Central idea. The poem The Nightingale and the Glowworm is based on the idea live and let live. The poem carries a very valuable lesson for the mankind. Every object of nature, living or non-living, is useful in its own way. Everyone has a talent. In order to make the world happy and prosperous, one must learn to coexist with others in a spirit of mutual respect and understanding.